So, you're a young man and you're disappointed with yourself. You're angry. You have all these aspirations and you know that you have what it takes, but you haven't achieved anything yet. Younger you was certain that by this age of your life, you would have made it by now, and you feel like you've disappointed him. Well, I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't feel like that, because the very fact that you have clicked on this video, mate, shows that you have potential. It shows that you have the mindset of a winner. Now it's just a matter of following these 3 simple hacks which I'm about to share with you to achieve some serious shit. Let me tell you a little story, and I want to take you back to an important moment in my life. And this is the moment where I remember the first time I watched a self-improvement YouTube video. It was just starting to get dark outside, and I was wearing these like scuffed jeans. They had like holes in the kneecaps, and right at the bottom of the jeans near my ankles, they were like ripped and had like mud on them and shit like that. And I was sat at the back of a bus heading back to my university accommodation. So it was about 5 years ago, and just before that bus journey I'd actually missed one of my university lectures because I was about 30 minutes late. And to be honest, at that point of my life it was a pretty regular occurrence. I can't lie. But aside from that, at that period of my life I was pretty low. I felt like I was battling a lot of demons at that period of my life, and I was the absolute king of procrastination, and I felt sick and tired of not living up to my potential. And for some reason, on this day when I was sat at the back of the bus, I just had this inkling to search up on YouTube about how the goddamn hell I'm gonna actually sort my life out. So I'm on my phone, I'm typing in how to sort my goddamn life out, and the very first video that pops up is a video by a guy called Matt D'Avella. And as I'm sat there watching this video, I remember thinking like, holy shit, bro. Like, this guy has everything figured out. He has a successful business and he's in great shape and he's like super productive. I'm like, mate, I want to be like this guy. And he's wearing all of these minimalistic clothes and he's clean, and I'm sat there with like mud on my jeans and shit, and I'm thinking like, oh, I've got work to do. But I remember this excitement literally build up in my stomach, and it was almost like this shining gold light was just bursting through my insides, and instantly I was just hooked. I was hooked on this guy's videos. I wanted to be him, so I started watching more videos, and every video I watched made me feel amazing. It made me feel like I had a sense of purpose, and in fact it was such an insane feeling that I started watching other videos from YouTubers that spoke about a similar topic. Better Ideas, Ali Abdul, Hamza, Cole Hastings. These guys became like the salt to my pepper, and I relied on them to give me strength and motivation. But soon enough, issues started to arise. These videos were providing me the motivation, but they weren't actually helping me to achieve my potential. And this is because I wasn't actually utilizing the advice that they were giving me. I wasn't taking action. And there came a point where I just had to say, enough's enough, man. Like, I'm actually gonna take action. And it was from that moment where I can hand on heart say I felt true satisfaction for the first time in my life. So what exactly can you take from that story? And obviously the first thing that comes to mind there is the importance of taking action, and I'll get to that in a second. But firstly, I just want you to know a couple of things, because there's a lot more to you than you think, man. Like, there is so much more to you than you think. You can handle a lot of shit. Just think, you've made it this far, right? Whatever stage you are in life, however old you are, you've made it this far. Through all of the hardships, through all of the trauma, through all of the bullshit, you've made it this far. You're still here today. And this is where I'm going to say something that you might not agree with if you're hearing this for the first time. And that is that if you have all of this bullshit and you have all of this trauma, you should be fucking grateful, because you can use this shit to fuel you. You can use this bullshit to get angry, and you can use it to motivate you. Some of the most successful people in the world are successful because of all of the bullshit they've been through in their lives. And the fact that you're still here, you're still watching this video, I'm telling you, mate, it shows you've got potential, because I'm lighting up a spark inside you. The same spark that I received when I watched that video all those years ago from Matt D'Avella. But now it's just about getting courageous and using that courage to take action. But how do you get that courage? Well, the truth is, there's no magic cure, okay? Being courageous isn't about being fearless. That's not what it means to be courageous. Being courageous means that you're afraid, but you do it anyway. Right here, do it anyway. That's what it means to be courageous. And now the chances are, the current you is a bit like how I was on that bus a few years ago. So that probably means this isn't the first self-improvement video you've ever watched. You probably know a lot of information and knowledge about how to progress in your life, and you should be proud of that. And alongside all of the trauma and the hardships and the bullshit that you've been through, all of this means that you have potential. You have potential to succeed, but you just need to take action. And you need to use this video as your sign to actually fulfill that potential. So with that in mind, now that you know you have the potential, what are the actionable steps that you should take to capitalize on this whole situation? And the first thing you need to be doing is you need to stop slowing yourself down. If you're someone that smokes weed, if you're somebody that drinks alcohol, if you're somebody that eats junk food, all of this stuff is just slowing you down. It's stopping you from being able to use your brain at its highest point. So that means you're literally stopping yourself from having beneficial thoughts. Think of all the thoughts you haven't had because you're high on weed or you're intoxicated on alcohol. All of these wasted opportunities are just slowing you down. And this goes alongside all of the other bad habits, you know. So obviously if you're masturbating and you're watching porn and you're scrolling through social media and you're playing video games, all of these are just bad habits. And when you tell yourself you're not going to do them, but then you do them anyway, you lose so much respect for yourself. And in turn, that has a knock-on effect to your confidence. And that's why, you know, you walk around without confidence and you don't have a good posture. You walk down with your head facing the floor and you don't interact with other people. It's because you have no confidence, and that comes from having no self-respect. And to increase that self-respect, you have to follow the plan that you've set out for yourself. And to increase it even further, you need to learn how to fight. You need to get hit in the face. Because let me tell you, mate, when you get a black eye and your nose starts bleeding because somebody's given you a good old smack, right? That builds your character. I'm telling you, if you're a man and you get punched in the face and you go into boxing and you're learning how to fight, that builds your character. That builds your respect for yourself. That builds your confidence. And that confidence is something you're going to be able to use in every single area of your life. And you're going to be able to use it to fulfill your potential. So this is so important, you know. It really, really is. And I feel like it would change so many people's lives, so many young men's lives, if they just got out of their comfort zone a little bit. Another step you want to be taking to capitalize on fulfilling your potential is focusing on moving the needle. What task is actually the most important? Because procrastination comes in two different parts, right? You have the procrastination where you tell yourself, you know, you're going to do this task, but you put it off by, you know, playing video games and indulging in instant gratification, scrolling through social media and stuff like that. But the other part of procrastination is when you actually do something that you deem as productive, but it doesn't actually move the needle like the most important task does. And that form of procrastination is an absolute killer because you feel like you're achieving something, but you're not. So if you focus on the most important thing, right, the thing that's actually going to make a difference to your life, and you do that every single day, that is what's truly going to allow you to fulfill your potential once again. But essentially, what all of this comes under is just fucking taking action. And I love how I just wrote that in the steps. Like, imagine giving like a lecture or something and you just put that in like the PowerPoint. Just fucking take action, right? But essentially, that is what you want to be doing. You know, you take action and you work it out along the way. You know, you don't need a perfect route to start today. You have to stop being such a perfectionist about this. Do you think all of the pioneers that, you know, exist in our world today, you know, all of the specialists in their craft were perfect when they first started? Think of like Cristiano Ronaldo, for example. Would he have been the best football player at 5 years old? Or would he have developed those skills and just started anyway? Think of people like Kanye West. Was he the best musician at the time when he first started writing lyrics? No, of course he wasn't. Think of Conor McGregor. Was he one of the best fighters in the world when he first started fighting? No, but he started anyway, and he developed as he got older, and he developed through the years. So you have to take action. It's the only way you actually learn. Like, it really makes me laugh when people say things like, oh, well, how can I get better at running if I don't actually know how to run? Well, it's like, mate, If you want to get better at running, you have to run. That's just kind of the way it works. You have to take the action. You have to do the thing that's actually going to move the needle. If you want to get better at running, you're not going to just go and buy all the good shoes, buy all the good equipment, but not run. You know, that's just doing small, shallow tasks that aren't actually going to get you the true goal that you want. Do you see what I'm saying? And now one last little thought for you. Imagine being on your deathbed in 65 years' time. You've got fucking tubes hanging out of your mouth to help you breathe, and you're in pain, you know, just by moving your hand down to scratch your balls or whatever. And now think about how much harder that situation would be if you regretted not reaching your full potential because you let self-pity hold you back. How sickening is that? The thought of having that untapped potential should fucking disgust you, man. So don't let older you down. Don't let your family down, and don't let your future family down. Think of your future grandkids, your future kids, your future wife. Don't let them down. Get yourself a free diet plan from my description to help speed up your muscle building process. Believe you can, and you're more than halfway there.